Okay guys, installing a new dash. Now, you're going to start, there's two 7mm bolts up here. Just about every trim piece on a Ford always uses 7mm bolts. It's always 7mm for trim pieces. And we're just going to leave them up here so we don't lose them. I forgot, you also need to remove this little plastic cover thing. Might be a little stuck, but it is removable. Okay, next. I've been working on these trucks for years. I've replaced multiple radios in them, and I just found out that you can just stick a pry tool. So you're going to kind of go in behind here, grab it there, stick a pry tool in here, and that little plastic tab right there is the only one that's actually holding this in. So we can do it on both sides. Oh, there's a second one at the bottom here too, so you need to get her a little bit out, and then this should just pull forward. Oh, that is so much easier. Yeah, that one was a little harder to show, but as you can see, there's a bunch of connectors on the back. There's one here, one up here, one down here. I think I already pointed that to that. I already pulled my USB port out, but this there's going to be a USB there. That's for your auxiliary, and that's your 12 volt. And just like that, that's out. So the next thing that we're going to go after is this guy. You're going to need an extension for that 7mm because you're not getting in there. Okay, we've got our extension. This one in particular is a wobble extension. You don't need a wobble extension. It was the first one I found. Get them all out. Now these ones you do have to be a little more careful because you can very easily drop them down into the pit of no return. So just make sure that you're being careful when you're pulling them. Okay, all four of those are out. This should just slide out just like that. And once again, there's 4 connectors on the back. You just want to push on the push tab on all of them, and they pop right out, other than the antenna one. The antenna one should just pull out like that. I don't recommend pulling on the radio to pull that out, but as you can see, once again, we've got our 4 connectors. So there's a locking tab up here, was also on the top. This one has a locking tab as well on the top, and then this one just pulls straight out. We need to harvest everything off of this. All of our controls for our temperature and our controls for the traction control, airbag light, and 4-ways. So the kit that I bought did come with a screwdriver, so we can just... No, we can't, because these are Torx. So why did they give me the screwdriver? The 12 volt plug. Make sure there's nothing in there. Then there's just a couple of locking tabs. You just need to push them in. I'll show you that in a minute once I have it pushed in. Because my truck is kind of junky, the plastic's pretty old. It is a little stiff. You kind of have to push it in, push on the top to give it pressure. Then push in the second one. Okay, ignore that. Use this little tool. Okay, to get the 12 volt plug out, if you look on the side, there's 2 little holes there. So what you need to do is you need to stick a little pick or a small screwdriver down and push the plastic tabs on the collar. You can see them right there, out, while keeping tension on this. And you just want to slide this through, and this just pops right out. Now it is a T20 Torx. And if you look on the back, there's 4 that hold this on. Your panel for your sink. When it's in, start with these pins here It'll kind of pop out a little bit, push the bottom ones or the top ones here down, and it'll push out even more, and then at that point it just pivots out. And then just the 4 Torx heads on this one. And again, we're just going to put our Torx heads up on that nifty little tray that they give you. And just like that, that whole unit pops out. You can see, great big hole left there. Now as for these top buttons, these guys up here, there's 2 tabs on the side. Kind of squeeze them together. Again, my truck is pretty old. Things are pretty stiff. So I typically have to give things a little extra oomph. And that pops right out as a whole unit. And then this, we shouldn't need anything more off of that. So we're just going to toss it off to the side. Hold on to it though, because your vehicle is always worth more with all the original equipment. Next up, we have wires. So we're going to start with this one. As you can see, this side just pops in like that. Push it down all the way, make sure it's got a good connection. Now you just have a standard antenna plug. Next, we're going to take this ugly mess. Going to take this guy. He's going to go into the plugs that came out of the back of the radio. We're going to take this guy, plug that one in as well. Now, there is this little box. This box does not originally come in. There are just 2 plugs in this harness that you just plug together. This plug is for if you have a factory subwoofer. Next up, we are going to take this, which is your antenna, your GPS, and it might also handle your CarPlay. So you want to make sure that gets in. We're going to take all our screws from the top here. I just pulled one of my cup holders out. I'm going to pop it into there. Take whatever else you have in there. Pop that down. And we're going to pull that out, that rubber mat up there. And then once again, there are 2 7mm bolts holding this tray down. We're going to want to pop those out. And they're the same as every other 7mm screw that you've been using, so you can just pop it out and toss it in the bin with or your cup holder or whatever the heck you're using to hold your stuff. Now this tray will lift up from starting in the back, and then you just have to pull it slightly backwards and it comes out just like that. Now some of them do have a USB plug up here, an auxiliary plug, depending on, how old your truck is or the specific radio type in it. You just got to unplug that if it is in there. Okay, going back to the antenna. We're going to clean a spot on the dash. There's just a bunch of dust because I never clean my truck because my truck is a bush truck. I'm going to take the antenna wire and we're just going to snake it through wherever you can find an opening up here. There seems to be one on the right hand side if you're looking on the passenger side, and it just comes out like that. Then we're going to take our adhesive cover off just like that. I'm going to place this down right there on top of the dash. Going to pull all the wire through as much as we can anyway. Being careful not to accidentally shave off the wire coating. And then we're going to hide as much of that wire back down into there holding it down. You got to start backwards, push forward, and down. And that tray is back in, and then we'll just screw it back down. And next up, there's a mic that comes with it. You're gonna want to put this in because without this, you cannot do calls directly from the head unit. So the best spot that I figured to do it, loop it back through the clip like that. Take your pry tool. We're just gonna pull that up a little bit. Clip it on right in that corner. Make sure not to pinch that wire. If people don't like the way your voice sounds, well, tell them to stop being mean. Then we're just gonna stick our hand back through here. Once we feed a bunch of wire in, just right beside the steering wheel here, there should be a good gap in here. And it'll just come right through. You just reach through there. If you can't find the wire, just keep feeding wire until you find it. It'll get there. We're gonna stick everything in to the head unit. So heater controls just slide in like that, and then you're gonna reuse your 4 bolts, the Torx ones, to stick that back in. And just like that, we have temperature controls, they're in there. We're gonna take this guy, make sure it's the right way up. Just pop it in like that. Oh, that looks terrible. And you're gonna have them sitting like that. And then your sync plate, gonna pop that in there. Not that I believe that any of those are gonna work anymore, but you know, we'll toss them in just to be safe. And then we want to put the 12-volt plug back in. So we're gonna take this. There's a indexing bump in there, as you can see, and there's a groove on this one right there. Just line those two up. Pops in nicely. And then again, there are indexing grooves on this guy. There's 3 of them. 1 on one side, 2 on the other. And we're just gonna line those up with the groove. And that's in there too. It comes with a backup camera. And my truck does not have a factory backup camera. So we're gonna find the right connector. I think this guy's it. Are you it? So all you gotta do is just comes with this little connector. That has 1 RCA plug on it. You just plug that into the back. Wait a moment, I gotta cut these exposed wires off. You just plug that into the back. That's it. And then run this back to your backup camera. Shove this down here. Because either way, you need to get it to the back. So you're gonna stick it through here. Through there, grab the plug, and we're just gonna pull all of this excess wire through so that when we go to run it tomorrow, that'll be super easy for us. All right, so that's run through. It comes with 2 USB cables. One of them has 6. It's a 6 connector, but it's only got 4 wires in it. So that's going to go on the back here. And this guy's just going to get looped down. And then we have the one with 4. but it's still got 4 wires in it. So still a full functioning USB, and that one goes right beside it. Now in this bundle, there's this random connector that only has 2 wires, but it's an 8-pin connector. Okay, this needs to go into the back. Right beside the USB plugs. And then this connector also needs to go in because this has your microphone. It's got your power on for your amp. It's got the amp output for your subwoofer, and then it's also got 2 standard outputs for your amp as well. I see an aux in on here and an aux out in your other connector. We're going to connect these because this should be this guy down here, this aux that you, or the auxiliary port that you plugged in down here. You're also going to want to connect your GPS wire, goes into the back here. Make sure to really tighten that down because that will rattle free if you don't. And you can end up with having issues. Your antenna wire is going to go into the back as well. Little side note, while you're taking this all apart, up here, this connector plugs into the top of here. That is how you use your stock USB port if it doesn't work with this. I don't use direct plug USB, but you can do that. Okay. Okay, this connector went into the back of your radio. You're not using it. And same thing with this one. Okay. Let's take all these friggin' wires. Oh, right. Don't forget. Plug your mic in. Take all these wires. We're going to kind of droop the USB for this down under. And I will probably order the connector so that I can use the factory USB for that, because you need a male USB to female mini USB. Okay, and then the last one that you have to plug in is this one. And it is a pain in the butt to get like this. Oh, before I do that, I need to put these screws back in. Now, one other thing too, you might want to take all of your screws that you originally took out and just put them in where they came out of. Because if you ever plan to return this thing to factory, you're going to need them. I personally am not going to put them in because I have tons of these kicking around from the amount of F150s that I've parted out. Struggle to plug this into the back here. You really have to do this blind. This really is poorly designed. They should give you just like an extension for this. Man, these guys are cheap. All these little metal tabs, got to pull them off and transfer them over, otherwise it doesn't clip in properly. So the trim, these trims do need to come off. You have to take them off in order to do this. The instructions do not tell you that. So in order to remove them, driver's side one, you need to pull, there's 2 screws. There's one, if you look just above your steering column, you'll see them. There's 2 7mm screws. That is really annoying that they don't tell you that, because I'll show you why you need to do this. or once those screws are undone, you just pull it forward. Of course, one of my retaining clips popped off, but that's fine. We'll re-pop it on after. Oh yeah, lower your steering column as far down as it goes. And if you have a column shift, bring your column shift all the way down. I'll slide out like that. And just so you guys can see, that's where those two screws are. Because this will now just, oh yeah, I need to disconnect that panel. And this just comes out of the way like that. Okay, super simple. While I'm here, because I'm just pushing it off, what I have to do, there's another 7mm right up here. And these two bolts here at the bottom, if I don't have it, a video of it, I will at least pause it and show you where those two bolts are. This whole panel needs to come out. Okay, now we're gonna go to the passenger side. This is why I'm annoyed that I have to pull this stupid piece of trim out. You now have to disconnect your battery. If you look up in here, 3 bolts, take them out. Because you have to disconnect your airbag. Okay, these ones are 8mm. They look completely different from the other screws, so you're not gonna mix them up. Then take your trim removal tool, wherever the heck you put it, pop your airbag forward. From the bottom, just trim removal forward and lift it up and towards you. Just like that. Now you can take that piece. Now the whole reason we needed that piece out, oh yeah, another 7mm bolt underneath the friggin' the airbag. Next, 7mm up here. Okay, 7mm done. Oh, we're also gonna disconnect this little piece so we can flip that forward. Now that that's out of the way, this 7mm is gonna come off. And this should just swing out like that. Now, since I have this far, I'm just gonna pop this screen out because I don't plan on using it. It might mess with the CAN bus system a little bit. It might just give me an error code that I can't communicate with the radio. Do I care? No. This dash in this truck is lit up like a Christmas tree. Okay, with those 4 bolts out, it goes backwards. And you can see there's just a connector on the back here, tabs on the front. Unplug it. It's out of the way. Down through here, and we have way more space. Let's just kind of spread this out a little bit on both sides, just like that. Then just kind of wiggle it back and forth if you need to, spread it a little bit more. Because they have 2 little teeth on each side that kind of bite into the plastic. They can be a little, and then when you have it out, you'll see it's all stretched out like that. Just give her a little squish. And she's no longer stretched out. Okay, some more stuff not included in the instruction manual. There's these 2 little tabs, and if you look, they screw in right there. And that holds that down. Once you have this piece out, you can do the prying on this. This only needed to come off because this wasn't it, or because this little tray needed to come out. And the payment today is 3 screws that you have to kind of sit upside down to get. No, it still sits like crap. I wasted all that time doing that, and it still looks terrible. Whatever. Maybe then this one wasn't all the way in. Oh yeah, lovely. It was literally just this side wasn't in all the way. What a waste of time. Okay, one other thing, the reason I don't use impacts for plastic stuff, it's just too easy to torque it and break it. Over torque and break. And then you're going to be real sad. So just don't do that. Okay, it's together before we start making it so that I can't get it back out. Let's just make sure everything works. Reverse signal comes up, it just does not have a backup camera right now, which is fine. Alrighty guys, we officially have the truck started. Give it a second to ding through all the crap that it always dings through because it's got a bunch of electrical issues that I need to fix and I'm just too lazy to fix right now. But I did fix one. Check this out guys. I have never been able to use anything other than 4. Oh. I mean, does 1 even matter? That one, that's like, no. Anyway, okay, first off, let's get into the settings, turn this brightness way up, because this is horrible. Day, we want max brightness. Night, we want, yeah, that should be good. Okay, as you can see, this is an Android home or system. Oh, don't have AC on. All this stuff still works, just like it should. Can turn traction control off, not that that matters because I don't have traction control right now because I need an ABS sensor. And that works. Perfect. Okay, now, this has CarPlay. Wireless CarPlay, I believe. Okay guys, this was a lot of footage because I kept losing stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to be posting more auto content because I have a lot of projects on the go and they're kind of interesting. I mean, there was a sneak peek of the next project in this video if you caught it. Like, comment, subscribe, dislike it if you didn't like it. Send it to your friends, be like, look at how stupid this guy is. I'm going to be doing a couple of how-tos out of the footage out of this too, so there's going to be like at least 2, if not 3 videos posted all at the same time. There's going to be a how-to, there's going to be the actual, the video for the entertainment value. That's going to have a lot more of me just screwing up. And then all the tidbits that, of just skills that, you know, somebody might need to know how to do. Alrighty guys. I love you. Y'all beautiful. I hope you have a great day. Okay, bye.